Not a few feet from where you are, you'll be conducting a classic series with the San Antonio Symphony, the Saint-Saëns Piano Concerto No. 2, joined by other French composers, no less than Frédéric Delius, Camille Saint-Saëns, César Franck, and ever-loved Bizet. So why don't we talk about this wonderful French program? And I love César Franck's music.
Yes.
Everything he did, organ to piano concertos, whatnot.
He's a great composer. We begin with Franck's symphonic poem, The Accursed Huntsman. And this is a very powerful piece. It begins with the bell tolling, signaling it's Sunday. This huntsman decides that he wants to go hunting even though it's Sabbath, which is a day that you're not supposed to go hunting. And
now,
so
this is Texas.
That's true. But he goes anyways. And you can hear the hunting horns, and it's a big horn feature. And it's a very exciting hunting scene until the end when he is cursed and punished for doing the wrong deed. And there he goes down with an infernal chase at the end of the symphonic poem. So it's a very exciting piece by Franck. It features the whole orchestra, especially the French horns.
Well, he'd be forgiven in South Texas. But Camille Saint-Saëns Piano Concerto, the second one, is well known and great.
It's a beautiful piece. Yes, and it features one of our favorite guest artists, Martina Filjak. She's a Croatian pianist who performs all over the world, and she's been in San Antonio at least several times. And I think the last piece she played with us was Manuel de Falla's Nights in the Garden of Spain. So something different this time, the Saint-Saëns No. 2, and she's going to be fabulous.
Frédéric Delius' piece I was not familiar with. I went over and listened to it on YouTube just a bit, and then I went, goodness, that's got a French horn, an English horn solo. I'm related to that English hornist.
Well,
what a neat piece.
This piece, A Walk in Paradise Garden, is an excerpt. It's an intermezzo from a musical drama written by Delius. Delius was born in England, but he spent most of his career in Paris. And it's a Romeo and Juliet story, so it is about two lovers from disputing families, so they can never be together, and they both die at the end.
Perfect. It leads right into Bizet, who's famous
right.
for Carmen, and how we know
right.
how that
Tragic
ends
love
not well.
ending. Yes.
With the Symphony in C.
But the Paradise Garden is the name of the inn where they go dancing before they decide to sink in a boat together. But you would never know that from this intermezzo because it's so lovely and it's lush. It reminds you of maybe music of Grieg, maybe a little Wagner. It's very lush and thick texture. And it's just a beautiful piece that gets used a lot as a concert piece out of context from the opera. And it's been on my bucket list to conduct personally. It's a gorgeous piece of music, so I'm really excited.
Well, you get to check off one of your bucket list items.
Yes, I'm really excited to do it.
The Bizet Symphony in C is also a well-known piece, and you get a chance to conduct it.
Yes, Bizet is not like the Bizet that we know in Carmen, the opera. It's a very classical-sounding symphony in 4 movements, and it's a very light orchestration. It doesn't use a big, gigantic orchestra like you would imagine from romantic composers, because he wrote this when he was only 17. He was still a student in the conservatory in Paris, and but you would never know it. I mean, it's a very well-constructed, masterful composition from a very young man, and I would say this is kind of a great feature of our string section. It's just a very, very lovely piece, and a great end to our French program.
And just think of it, as young as he was, Mozart probably had 5 or 6 symphonies under his belt by the time he was 17.
That's true, or more.
Or
maybe.
more.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to be on May 6th and 7th here in the HEB Performance Hall at 8 o'clock with Akiko Fujimoto and Martina Filjak?
I believe it's Filjak.
Filjak, playing the piano. And we look forward to your appearance. And please come, because it's going to be a wonderful all-French program.
Great.
Even if we can't call Mr. Delius English-French.
Yes.
Thank you, Akiko.